Hello, this is for 3 years degree course students as well as for engineering students also. I want to explain the Stokes law, and this I have taken because it is not to solve the problem. You have to know many factors, and it's little bit difficult to solve the problems. So the Stokes law, that is the Stokes theorem, it is the relation between the line integral and the surface integral. It is the relation between the line integral and the surface integral. And the statement is the surface integral of the component of curl f along the normal to the surface S taken over the surface S bounded by the curve C is equal to the line integral of the vector point function f taken along the closed curve. Here this f it is the vector point function. This is f, this is the vector point function, and this is the line integral. This is line integral, and this is the surface integral. This is the surface integral. What is the important point here? Here the vector f, it gets converted into curl f. That means the vector f here, it curl f means the vector spins, makes a rotation, makes a spin, makes a curl, makes a spin. And n cap, this is the unit vector. This is the unit vector. This is the unit vector perpendicular to the surface. This is the unit vector perpendicular to the surface. Perpendicular to the surface. To the surface. The most important point here is this f here, this is the vector point function. This f gets converted into curl f. That means the vector starts to make a spin. It starts to rotate. That is, it starts to curl. Becomes a curl vector. So let us take how this makes a curl vector. Now suppose let us take a plane in 3 dimension. Let us take a plane which is in 3 dimension, y, x, z. Let us take a plane in 3 dimension. Uh, let us take a plane, a 3 dimension. We have taken a plane in 3 dimensions. Suppose this is a plane I have taken in 3 dimension. Now, f, this is a vector. This is a vector. This is the vector. F, this is a vector. This is a vector. Uh, this is a vector, and this is a vector, and your dr, it is the, that means your displacement, that is your movement, that is your dr. This is the displacement, that is you are moving along this, along the boundary, you are moving along the boundary. This is the dr, it is the you say your movement along this in anti-clockwise direction, your movement in anti-clockwise direction. And this is the f, vector f, this arrow, these are the vector f. So here uh, if so if we can make this, if we divide this into two parts, if we divide this here, since you see your dr and this f vector, they are parallel, parallel, therefore here it will be f dr, because cos theta is 0. F dot dr, this will be f dr, because your cos theta is 0. Now here also we find that it will be your force not sorry force, it is the vector, not sorry force, it is the vector. Your vector and dr, they are in opposite direction. Your vector and dr in opposite direction, therefore here cos theta will be 180 degree. So your dot product will be minus fdr. Your dot product will be minus fdr. And here uh, you will find that since your vector is perpendicular to your dr, your vector is perpendicular to your movement, so here perpendicular to your movement, so here your cos 90, it will be 90 degree, cos 90 it will be 0. So your here fdr is 0. Similarly, in this side also, you find that your FDR is 0. So if you sum up, you will get your FDR comes out to be 0. If you sum up, it comes out to be 0. Now, let me move to another situation. Let we I am taking this a surface. Now I am taking a surface. This is y, x, z. I am taking this surface. Now let me divide it. Now let me divide it into two halves. Now let me divide it into two halves. Here in this half, your f is in this direction. Your f, this vector is your in this direction. Your f is in this direction, and in the second half, your vector is in this direction. In second half, your vector is in this direction. Now what we find, if we move dr, here will be fdr. Similarly, here also it will be fdr, same direction. And this side fdr will be 0 and equal to 0, and in this side also fdr will be equal to 0. So if we have divided this surface into two halves, and the upper half the vector is in this direction and in the lower half it is in this direction. Now as we move in anti-clockwise direction, we find that as we move anti-clockwise, here your f dot dr, it is f dot dr in this side, and here it is f dot dr in this side. Now what happens that uh, this vector, in this it is in the same side, and here it is in the in opposite, in the same direction. Here they are in opposite direction. You can say that something like moment, it creates a moment. How does a moment creates? When suppose you take a force in opposite direction, that means it creates a movement, a spinning action, a revolving action. It creates a revolving action. So here the force, not force, the vector, it creates here, it creates a spinning action. The vector, it, if anything is kept here, it will try to, anything is kept here, the vector will try to curl it, to spin it. The vector will try to curl it, the spin, to spin it. So this is curl of f. The vector will, this vector, because they are in opposite direction, this vector will, if you keep anything here, this vector will try to spin it, to rotate it, to curl it. So this is curl f. This is curl f, means like the momentum, as the force vectors are in opposite direction, it tries to rotate it. The similar effect will happen here. Here this force and this force, they are in opposite direction. It will try to curl it. It will try to curl the vector will try to spin, to curl. This is called curl f. This is actually called curl f. Now okay, this is actually called curl f. Now let us take one thing here. This will cause curl f. Now how to explain this Stokes theorem? This is possible only by the help of an example. Let us take an example. I'm going to take an example, that is uh, evaluate. This is the problem. Evaluate evaluate this curve FDR, where your f x y component x y z 3D, it is a 3D figure, x y z component is equal to minus y square I cap plus x j cap plus z square k cap. This is f, and c is the curve of intersection. It is the curve of intersection of the plane y plus z is equal to 2, and the cylinder that is x square plus y square equal to 1. Now one important thing here is that to create a surface uh, in space in 3D, to create a surface in 3D, there must be intersection of two, like a plane and a cylinder, a plane and a curve. So there must be an intersection of like this plane and a cylinder, or a plane or a sphere. Then only we get a surface in 3D. So here, to create a surface in 3D, uh, here it is done by the help of the intersection of this plane and this cylinder. This by the help of this plane and the cylinder. So now I will try to uh, find out what type of surface it is going to create. I am going to find out what type of, by the intersection of this plane and the cylinder, what type of surface it is going to be created. So the first step for you is that you have to first of all try to find out the surface formed by the intersection of this cylinder and the plane. So let me draw a three dimensional. This is a three-dimensional figure. So here you see this is y, this is x, and this is z. Here this is negative portion of y. This is y dash, negative portion. This is the origin. Now if you take y plus z is equal to 2, so z is equal to 2 minus y. If y is 0, then your z is 0. This point is here. Now if you take y1, then your z is if you take y0, the value of z is 2, somewhere here. Now if you take y1, the value of z will be somewhere here. Now again, if you take the value y is equal to -1, if you take y is equal to -1, then the value of z will be somewhere here. So what do you find? At the same time, you see here that is x square plus y square equal to 1. Since your z is 0, that means since your z is 0, therefore the base of this cylinder is in your xy plane. Your base of the cylinder is in your xy plane. This is the base of the cylinder which is in your xy plane. See, your base of the cylinder is in xy plane. Here you can see here xy plane. So here your radius is 1. That means here your radius, it is 1. That means it is 0 comma 1 comma 0, and here it will be 1 comma 0 comma 0. Here this radius is 1. And now your cylinder is somewhat like this. This is your cylinder. It is somewhat like this. This is your cylinder. This is your, let me draw for you. Let me draw for you. This is 0 comma 1 comma 0, and 1 comma, this will be your this will be uh, this will be your uh, 1 comma 0 comma 0, and for minus 1 it is your it is 3, and for 1 it is for 1 it is 1, for y value 1 it is 1, and for 0 it is 2. So you find that now you draw a cylinder here, you draw a cylinder here, you draw a cylinder here, uh, you draw a cylinder here. This is your cylinder. Now your plane, see, these are the point of your plane. When this is the plane, it will intersect the cylinder. It will intersect the cylinder in this direction, in this way. It will intersect the cylinder in this direction, in this way, and it will intersect the cylinder in this way. Therefore, for you, first of all, you have to find out the main point here is, first of all, you have to find out what type of plane is going to be created by the intersection of this cylinder and the plane. What type of plane it is going to be created. This is your first very important point. What type of plane it is going to be created. Now, plane. So again, you have to draw one more figure. That means one more you have to draw. This is your plane, and this is your plane. Y plus z is equal to 2. This is your plane. Now again, you have to go for another thing. Again, you have to see. You have to go. Again, I am going to draw the figure here because you will come to know why I am going to draw this figure. Again, see, this is y and this is z. So your figure is I'm going again draw your figure here. So this is your cylinder, this, and the surface after intersection with the cylinder, your surface is this. Now you make a projection of this in xy plane, or you make a projection of this. When you make a projection of this, you are going to get a circle. You are going to get a circle. You are going to get a circle. This is your circle. So here you are going to get a circle. This is a 2D figure. You are going to get a circle in xy plane. You are going to the projection of this. You are going to get a circle in xy plane. You will get a circle in xy plane. Now in xy plane, you can see in xy plane. This is the projection of this section. This is the projection of this surface in xy plane. This is created by the intersection of this plane and the cylinder. Now when you project it, you will get a circle in xy plane. Here you will find this radius is 1, 0 and minus 1, 0, and this y here, since this cylinder, here your cylinder equation is given as x square plus y square equal to 1. So this is a circle. Here your base is a circle. Your radius is 1, and your y component will be here. This will be minus 1 minus y square, and here it will be root 1 plus 1 minus y square. So while solving this problem with the help of Stokes law, I have taken this topic for you because it is not so easy to solve a problem, because you have to know many things while solving this problem, such as you have to know the equation of the cylinder, you have to know the equation of the plane, and again what type of plane you are going to get after the intersection of the plane, how is the plane situated, and what will be the projection of the plane. These all things you must know, then only it will be easy for you to solve this conversion from this line integral to surface integral. It is done by the curl, and it is not so tough. It is easy, but the rest part of it becomes little bit difficult to solve the problem. Now see, here I have drawn the here I have drawn it. This is the projection of this surface. This is the projection of this surface, yeah, which I have got in xy plane. This is I have got in the projection I have got in this. I have got in xy plane. This is the projection which I have got in xy plane. And since in the equation of the equation of this cylinder, since in the equation of the cylinder, since in the equation of the cylinder equation of the cylinder, you find that since z is 0, therefore it is above the xy plane. It is above the cylinder is above the xy plane. Now this is after doing this. Now I am going to shift from this from this line integral to the surface integral. Now I am going to shift it from line integral to the surface integral. So while shifting from line integral to surface integral, that is your force. Now this curl of f, what does this curl of f? This is equal to, this is an operator cross f, vector f. This is an operator cross f. So when you solve it, so it is a cross, you know that vector cross product is solved by the help of determinant method. So I cap, j cap and k cap, and this is delta by delta x, delta by delta y, and delta by delta z. So here this is y square x and z square. This y square, this is f. So your f is given here. Yes, since your f is given here, your f is given here. So here you see your f, it is given minus y square I cap plus x j cap and plus z square k cap. This is the vector f, it is given you. So curl f, it is this is the operator into cross. By the help of this determinant method, you know, we can solve the cross product. So when you solve it, that is I cap this del z square by del y, del z square by this is del z square minus del x by del z, again minus j cap. Now here j cap, this is del z square by del x, and minus this over del minus y square by this and this over. So what is j, this and this over, so this by del 1 minute, this and this over. So this del z square by x minus del this y square by del z, and the last your k cap, it will be here del x by del x, here del x by del x, minus and minus, it will be plus del y square by del y, this. So here you see all these are zeros, and the only thing left with you is this is equal to 1 plus 2y, 1 plus 2y k cap. So curl of f, this is, it comes out to be this. Now next this is your surface, this is your surface here, this is your surface, and we have to find out the normal vector of, first of all I will find the normal vector of this surface. The normal vector of this surface will be normal vector of the surface, normal vector of the surface, this will be normal vector of the surface, this will be this operator dot product f, dot product. So this comes out, your operator is del by del x I cap plus del by del y j cap plus del by del z k cap. This is your operator, and your f vector, it is given to you minus y square I cap plus x j cap and plus z square k cap. This is given to you. When dot product, it comes out to be here I, this is will be 0, and again j, this is also 0, and only thing it is left is here, that means this is 2z. The only thing will be left with you 1 minute. The only thing I have that 1 minute. Your since to find the normal of this to find the to find the normal of this surface, this is the surface, therefore it is the dot product. It will be the operator into the dot product of this and the plane normal to this. It is the normal vector delta f, normal vector, that means normal vector of the surface, that is normal vector of the surface which is delta f, normal vector of the surface which is delta f, normal vector of the surface, this is delta, not delta f, sorry, not delta, this is an operator, normal vector of the surface, it is not delta, it is an operator, this operator is given by this, and your this operator and the plane, the equation of the plane given to you, the equation of the plane, this is y plus z minus 2, this is the equation of the plane. Here this is an operator, so this is the equation of the plane. So here you find that del z all are zeros, for with y you will get this del y by del y, you will get j cap, and with this constant it will be 0, with z it will be 0, again with del z your this will be 0, only this will be left, this is k cap, and this will be constant, it will be 0. So your normal vector is this normal vector, this is the normal vector of the surface. You can say it is better to say that so you can better to say, because here your n cap, this represents the unit vector perpendicular to the surface, so the normal vector of the surface, this is a normal vector, you can say. Let me remove this, it will be better if I remove this, it will be better. This is the normal vector of the surface. Here remove this, is the normal vector of the surface, this operator into the surface, this is the normal vector of the surface. Now since we have to find n cap, the unit vector will be j cap plus k cap by root 2, this will be j cap plus k cap root 2, because this is the unit vector, j cap plus k cap by root 2. So this is the unit vector which is perpendicular to your this perpendicular to this surface, this is the unit vector perpendicular to the surface. Now after doing this, the another point left with us is the ds. What is ds? This is the normal vector. Now what is now the thing which is left with us is which is left with ds. Now you know that ds cos theta, this is equal to dx into, see now ds cos theta is equal to dx dy. Now you know that if we take any two planes, this is a plane and this is another plane, here this is another plane, the angle between these two planes is the same as the angle between made by the perpendiculars of these two planes. The angle between the two planes is the same as the angle between the angles between the perpendicular made by this plane. This is the perpendicular by this plane and this is the perpendicular by this plane. So the angle between these two perpendiculars is the same as the angle between these two planes. So here one thing is that the let n cap be the unit vector, that let n cap be unit vector. Now this is your dx dy, this is your dx dy, and this is your ds, so the unit vector perpendicular to this ds plane, let me take to be n cap, take to be n cap, and dx dy, its unit vector is k cap. Dx dy, your see your here x and y, your unit vector is k cap. This x and y, your unit vector is k cap. So n cap dot k cap is equal to magnitude of n cap into magnitude of k cap cos theta. Now these are unit vector, therefore n cap dot k cap is equal to 1 cos theta. So your value is cos theta. So now here if you place ds your n cap dot k cap is equal to dx dy. So ds will be equal to dx into dy by n cap dot k cap. This is your ds. So now after I have found all the I have found curl of f, n cap and ds. After finding all this, now your ds is equal to your dx into dy by n cap dot k cap. Now I'm going to place all this data here in this, that is double integral, that is surface as curl of f. Your curl of f is this 1 plus 2y. This is your curl of f. This is curl of f. This is 1 plus 2y. The 1 plus 2y k cap. This is your curl of f. This is curl of f. And now your n cap is this. This is n cap here. This is your n cap is this. This is j cap plus k cap by root 2 this. And your ds is this one. This is your ds. Your ds is again dx dy. Here your n cap, here this n cap, here this n cap is this one. Here n cap is this, that is j plus k cap by root 2. This is your n cap, and then your this is your k cap. So here you see k cancels out, root 2 cancel out, all this cancels out, and only thing remains here is as 1 plus 2y dx dy. This is the only thing remains here. So why I have taken this, I have taken this topic because I have found that most of the students they feel I have found that they find difficulty while solving the problems. It is really difficult because while taking see this question, you have to have all this knowledge, mainly the figure. Unless and until you come out with the figure, you will be unable to solve it. That is the main point here, is the 3D figure which is created because of the intersection of this plane and the cylinder. The 3D figure, this you have to able to figure it out. Only when you are able to figure it out, then only you can be able to solve this problem. So I have told you this, your y plus z is equal to 2. From this you can see if y is equal to 0, then your this is 2 z, and when it is 1 it is 1, and when it's minus 1 it is say 3. So your plane is in is inclined, and and what must be the projection in the xy plane? This thing you must know. You must have the idea, and at the same time here see, since z is 0, therefore the cylinder is above xy plane, and the base of the cylinder is in xy plane, and the cylinder equation, this is since the base, it becomes x square plus y square is equal to 1. And after that, these are curl of this represents operator into this cross f, and now normal vector of the surface, this is the normal vector of the surface, and the unit vector is this much. This is the unit vector, this is the normal vector and of the surface, and this is the unit vector. So here these calculations are normal. So this with y it will be 0, everything 0. With this y it will be only j cap, and because del y 1 only j cap, and with this z, it will be remaining, it will be 0. With del z, this will be 0, only this will be, only k cap will be remain, and the unit vector is this much. And ds, it is because you know when this plane and this makes an angle theta, the angle made by the, this is the theory, the angle made by the normals of these two planes, the angle made by the normal of these two planes is the angle between the two planes. And let the normal unit vector, this is the unit vector, this is the unit vector of this plane be n cap. And since dx dy, so dx dy, here you say this is y and this is x, so your, this will be the unit vector normal, and this is k cap. So from here we know that ds is equal to this much, and after putting this we come to this stage. So here what we have find, we have find that here I have come up to this stage. Now the next step is to do the integration. So to do this integration, see your y, it changes from this to this. You get this from this equation, from x square plus y square equal to 1. So y square is equal to 1 minus x. So y square is equal to, I have done a mistake. Y square is equal to 1 minus, this must be 1 minus, I have done a mistake, 1 minus x square, and this will be 1 minus x square, 1 minus x square. Y here, from here, your y will be equal to root over 1 minus x square, 1 minus x square. This is your y value. So first of all I am going to integrate from here to here. So this will be minus root 1 minus x to root 1 minus x square. Here 1 plus 2y, this will be dy, and from this minus 1 to, from along x-axis, from minus 1 to 1, and this will be your let me keep like this, and dy then dx. Now I am going to do the integration. I am going to do the integration. X to root 1 minus x square, 1 plus 2y dy. So this will be equal to minus 1 minus x square, this is x square, root 1 minus x square dy, and again 2, this is minus root 1 minus x square to root 1 minus x square y dy. So here you find this is y, this is from minus root 1 minus x square to root 1 minus x square, and here this is 2 y square by 2, and this is from minus root minus x square to root 1 minus x square. Here you will find that this will be 0, because upper limit minus lower limit, if you do here, you will get 0, only the value you will get here, and this will be equal to upper limit 1 minus x square minus plus root over 1 minus x square, and this comes out to be 2 root 1 minus x square. Now the next part, the next part, here I am going to the next part, that is minus 1 to 1 2 root 1 minus x square dx. So now let me take x is equal to sine theta. So here your dx is will be equal to cos theta. So now this 2 integration minus 1 to 1 root over 1 minus sine square, I'm not going to give the limit here, I will give the limit at last, sine square theta, and your dx is d cos theta d theta, your cos theta d theta. So this comes out to be 2, this is sine square theta, and the cos square theta, it will be cos theta into cos theta d theta. So this will become out to be 2 cos square theta d theta, that is you can say 2 cos square theta d theta. Now you see there is a formula, that is that is cos 2 theta is equal to 2 cos square theta minus 1. So 1 plus cos 2 theta by 2 is equal to 2 cos square theta. So when I'm going to place here, it will be 1 plus cos 2 theta by 2 by 2 d theta. So this comes out to be 1 by 2 d theta, and plus this comes out with cos 2 theta d theta, and now 1 by 2 this is theta, and this is sine 2 theta by 2. So now 1 by 2, my theta will be sine inverse x, and here this is cos 2 sine theta by 2 sine theta cos theta by 2. So 1 by 2, this is sine inverse x, 2 cancels out, and sine theta is your x, and cos theta, this is root over 1 minus x square. So this is the result. Now upper limit minus lower limit. Now here I am going to place is 1 by 2 sine inverse x, here upper limit 1, this will be 0, again lower limit, this is minus sine inverse minus 1, again here again I place 1, it becomes 0. So 1 by 2, this is sine inverse x plus sine inverse x, not sine inverse x, this is sorry, this is 1, this is 1 1 1, this is 1, not sine inverse x, this is 1. So now 1 by 2, this is sine inverse 1, that means it is 1 pi by 2, pi by 2 minus minus plus, this becomes again pi by 2. So uh, pi by 2 sine inverse 1, sine inverse 1 is pi by 2, so it becomes this. uh, so this comes out to how much? 1 by 2 into uh, 2 pi by 2. So here your result comes out to be pi by 2. 1 minute, I have 1 minute. It comes out. A mistake here. 1 plus cos 2 theta by 2, and again I have kept the 2 here. So I have to remove this 2 now. This 2. This will be this will be this will be cos square theta, this will be cos square theta. So cos square theta, that means your this 2 is here 2. So 2 and 2 cancels out, and it becomes this is cancels out. Now here there is no half, see there is no half, it cancels out, there is no half. So now this is 1 by 2, and this, so there is no half, and your answer is this is answer is this equal 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 equal. Now your answer is pi. This is your answer.